Dr. B. McGowan and C3I Magazine. A new issue, number 32, Gettysburg. There are 2 games in this magazine. The first game is the Battle of Issy, designed by Frederick Bay, and also the Battle of Gettysburg, designed by Mark Herman. High Flying Dice Games, A Clash of Chariots, the Battle of Kadesh, 1274 BC. This is a game designed by Paul Rohrbaugh. Development, Paul Rohrbaugh. The graphics are by Darius Baruchevsky. What you get with this game is one 11 by 17 inch map, 100 double-sided units and markers, and one 8-page rulebook. Tiny Battle Publishing, In the Trenches, Devil Dogs 2, Faith and Sacrifice. This is a game of World War I tactical combat, designed by John Gorkowski, Battle Pack number 5, published by Tiny Battle Publishing. This is a 2-player game. The duration is 60 to 120 minutes. Complexity is high, and solitaire suitability is high. And what you get with this game is 88 additional counters and markers for larger battles, 3 8.5 by 11 inch maps, 1 11 by 17 inch map, 1 scenario operations booklet, a game turn track, and a non-military issue Ziploc bag to billet your troops. And you'll need to requisition 2 dice from your divisional quartermaster. You know, that's grognard humor, you know, wargaming humor. Requisitioning 2 dice from your quartermaster or your divisional quartermaster. You know, but I love it. Eh? God, we're geeks. How the hell did we ever have children? Multi-Man Publishing, North Africa, Africa Corps versus Desert Rats, 1940 to 1942. This is a standard combat series game. North Africa covers all of the fighting in the Western Desert from the beginning of Operation Compass until the final battles of El Alamein. North Africa comes with a Standard Combat Series Rulebook, versions 1.8, North Africa Game Specific Rulebook, North Africa Scenario Booklet, 4 22 by 34 inch full color maps, 560 counters, and a box and dice. July 1st, 1863. As the hot summer sun ascends into the Pennsylvanian sky, Brigadier General John Buford deploys his dismounted cavalry along the ridge astride one of the many pikes leading to a nearby town. As scouts report Confederate troops converging on the town, Buford's men must give the rest of the Union Army time to arrive on the scene and take up positions on good ground. The following 3 days of combat is remembered as the most famous battle on American soil, the Battle of Gettysburg. Gettysburg, a game designed by Scott Muldoon. Developer is Kevin Valerian. Complexity is low, solitaire suitability is medium. What you get with Gettysburg is a 24 by 36 inch full color map sheet, 1 counter sheet with 1 inch and 5/8 inch counters, a full color rulebook with examples, card deck with 16 full color cards, and 1 Ziploc bag. Compass Games, Red Poppy's Campaigns, Volume 3, Assault Artillery, La Malmaison. Assault Artillery, La Malmaison was designed by John Gorkowski. The artists are François van der Meulen and Michel Montfort. Complexity is 6 out of 10. Solitaire suitability is 8 out of 10. The time scale is 10 minutes per turn. The map scale is 200 yards per hex. Unit scale, companies, squadrons, and sections. This is a 1 to 2 player game. Playing time is 2 to 24 hours, depending on the scenario campaign. What you get with this game is 2 maps of 22 by 34 inches, 3 sheets of 5/8 inch counters, a rulebook, a scenario book, 3 player reference cards, 2 dice, and a box and a lid. Once we moved like the wind, the Apache Wars, 1861 to 1886. This is a game designed by Steven Newberg. The graphic design is Brian Miller. Complexity is 3 out of 10. Solitaire suitability is 5 out of 10. The time scale is 3 to 4 years per turn. The map scale: areas covering parts of Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Sonora, and Chihuahua. Unit scale: a wooden block represents an army troop or Apache warband. This is a 2-player game. Playing time is 1 to 2 hours. What you get with this game is a mounted map of 22 by 22 inches, a color rule book 16 pages, a sheet of sticker 4 blocks, 80 wooden blocks in various colors, 4-player mats or aids, 2 6-sided dice, and of course, compasses, a box and a lid. STUKAJOE is testing out his Switcher Studio with 3 cameras. And he also has a video, a thank you video, concerning his award of Grognard of the Year 2018. It's been a while, but GG of the Geek Gamers is taking a look at Code Word Cromwell, the German invasion of England, the 8th of June, 1940. This is a game designed by Daniel Hodges. The artist is Mark Mahaffey, and it was a self-published games and also 5th Column Games published. Mo of Mo's Game Table is unboxing Storm in the East, Operation Barbarossa from White Dog Games. Storm in the East, Operation Barbarossa is a game designed by Steve Pohl. The artists are Jose Ramon Faura and Dan Lamb, published by White Dog Games. Mo continues to harass me by putting up videos, so I gotta work. He's also doing Revolution Road from Compass Games. It's an unboxing. Take a break, Mo. This is a game designed by Bill Morgul and John Poniski. The artist is Bill Morgul, published by Compass Games. Rob Warren, the strong man of war games, in his War and Pieces segment, is taking a look at Rob's top 10 war games played in 2018. Tim Korchnoy's Bare Bones Wargaming is doing RAF, the Battle of Britain playthrough 1940, Part 1. This is a game designed by John Butterfield. The artists are Chris Dixon, Lise Patterson, and Joe Yost, published by Decision Games. Counterproductive Games is doing a playthrough in his Let's Play segment, Heroes of Normandy Scenario 1 from Lock and Load Tactical. Heroes of Normandy is a game designed by Jeff Lewis. The artists are Nicholas Escoby, Blackwell Hurd, David Julian, and Mark Von Marshall, published by Lock and Load Publishing. AJ Toynbee of Hexes and Soldiers has a video out showcasing his new magazine, Hexes and Soldiers magazine, which includes articles by Adam Starkweather, Shane Logan, STUKAJOE, Brian Winkler, and Sean Chick. And also, I'm going to call it a sneaky interview, a micro interview of yours truly. My lawyer will be sending you a letter. As a matter of fact, I think you wrote an article in that exact magazine that you're holding in your hands. But don't worry, we can come to a deal. I'll take those games, plus you get to keep your legs. It's better than paying his fee. The Itinerant Hobbyist is doing a live playthrough of the expansion to Heroes of Normandy, We Stand Alone, Battles of Easy Company, Brecourt Manor, Revised, Lock and Load Tactical. This is a game designed by Jeff Lewis. The artists are Blackwell Hurd and Mark Von Marshall, published by Lock and Load. Dave of the Centurions Review is unboxing, wait for it, Lemmings in Space. Lemmings in Space is a game designed by Chris Clark and Daniel Lewis. The artists are Daniel Lewis and Jim Mitchell, published by Inner City Games Design. That's the thing about the Centurion's review. He unboxes all these micro games that you really want to see, but we're afraid to ask. Joey Sabin, the Wargamer, has his 38th video playing the entire campaign of Hurtgen, Hell's Forest, The Battle for Aachen, and the Siegfried Line, 1944, by Decision Games. This game is designed by Joe Yost. The artist is Joe Yost, published by Decision Games. Now that's what I call a labor of love. The Player's Aid Review Pacific Victory 2nd Edition from Columbia Games. A game designed by Tom Dalglish. Alexander and Grant of The Player's Aid. They're reviewing No Retreat, French and Polish fronts. A game designed by Cal Paradzi, published by GMT. You know these guys from The Player's Aid? They do so many videos. They're like the mob. You know, once you start watching them and you want to try to get out, they put out another video and then they just suck you back in. MAURO FAINA has a couple of videos out. Its first video is the complete review of Strategy and Tactics number 313 and the war game Windhoek, a game designed by Joe Miranda, plus, in Italian, an analysis of his first impressions of World War I Deluxe, a game designed by Jim Dunnigan and Joseph Miranda. The artists are Larry Hoffman, David McElhannon, Redmond A. Simonson, and Joe Yost, published by Decision Games. Soundboard continues his solo game of Comancheria and review of that said game. Comancheria, The Rise and Fall of the Comanche Empire, is designed by Joel Toppin. The artists are Donald Hegarty, Roger B. McGowan, published by GMT. Plus, Nemo's War with expansion number 1, unboxing. Nemo's War is designed by Chris Taylor. The artist is Ian O'Toole, published by Victory Point Games. You want to know what's happening on the big board? I'll tell you what's happening on the big board. Kevin Sharp, CEO and President for Life, is taking a look at the canvas map of Horse and Musket expansion, Crucible of War, a game designed by Sean Chick. The artists, Ilya Kudryashov and Tom Russell, published by Hollenspiel. Jonathan Townsend gives you his review of Masahiro Yamazaki's Army Group Center, published by Worldwide War Games 3W. Outspoken Jonathan is also set up for a game of Clash of Empires, the Austro-Prussian War of 1866. A game designed by Jonathan Moore and Philip Clark, published by Total Fighting Power Games. Cody of the Discriminating Gamer is taking a look at Sekigahara, the Unification of Japan. This is a game designed by Matt Calkins. The artists are Roger B. McGowan and Mark Mahaffey, published by GMT. Never imitated, never duplicated. Hey! Welcome back! The original Grognard. It's continuing his playthrough of Stellaris' new downloadable content, Megacorp. I know, I'm breaking with tradition, but this is the OG. Megacorp is developed by Paradox Development Studios, published by Paradox Interactive. The OG is also taking a look at Star Explorer, a game from 1982. This game is designed by Douglas Bonfort and Leonard K. Kannerman. The artists are Bob Charette and Jeff D., published by Fantasy Games Unlimited and Globanoid Games. BLASTPOP is taking a look-see and evaluation on his Reloaded segment, Fighting Formation Battle for Kharkov, Game designed by Brian R. Van Nortwick. The artists are Lee Birmingham Wood, Chad Jensen, Charles Keebler, and Roger B. McGowan. Published by GMT. BLASTPOP also does a component overview and discussion of Pax Romana, the ancient Mediterranean world, 300 BC to 50 BC. A game designed by Richard Berg. The artists are Knut Grunitz, Michael Lemick, Roger B. McGowan, and Mark Simonich. Published by GMT. USA Patriot 4163 takes a look at Victory Games Pacific War Wake Island Engagement Scenario Number 3. This is a game designed by Mark Herman. The artist is Ted Kohler. Published by Hobby Japan and Victory Games. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer is refilming Nations at War, the 2nd edition, the Core Rules version 3 of Nations at War. You know, so I'm texting with Uwe Eichert. Yeah, the cute guy. And I happen to know, I guess he's in Toronto. So I say, hey, Toronto. Montreal is 4.5 hours east of Toronto. Why don't you come down? And he says, no, because us Germans, we're not very lucky going east. So, that's that. A.J. Toynbee's Hexes and Soldiers, Series 2, Episode 2. A.J. looks back at 2018 via games releases and a brief look into 2019. Personally, I didn't think you could read the future. A.J., if it's true that you can read the future, am I gonna be skinny? Harold Buchanan's Harold on Games has a special podcast number 2 at the 2018 San Diego Historical Games Convention. Well, that's it for this week, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next week, and Kevin, I hope your mom's doing